I see you moving this picture of that ghost around in a circle, which makes me just wonder what is wrong with you. But I've been wondering that for years, so what's the point in going over that now?
Whatever. Like, someone was like, you're retarded. Like, you're downright retarded. Someone was reviewing my cast. Like, why are you saying the things you're saying? I'm like, am I retarded or am I genius? Think about it. Think about it.
Yep.
Do you see your microphone bubble when you talk?
I do, actually.
Nice. So we should be good.
I think
so.
we've worked out the game one bugs, everybody.
God, it's amazing. What a feeling progress is. All right, so I need to stop Death Mole in all its glory. Death Mole, instrumental death. All right, now it's silent. Too much silence. Oh, someone say something. The game's starting.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. Oh my god. Nubs McGee is in this game. Nubs McGee! Shout out to Nubs McGee, yeah. He has the best like set of letters in front of his name, FPS.
By the way, what was your Steam message you were bragging about?
It was Nubs McGee saying that he was Phantasmor on the Twitch.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. First Doom pick. Doom reigns. Pentagram.
That's not what he says when you ban him. He goes,
I just see like they're just standing in like a hallway, like waiting to be banned, and they just get banned, and they just like shrug and walk off.
Lycan's been a part of that hallway for many moons now.
Yeah. Speak of me, and I shall appear.
That's not what Lycan
face
says.
Me, and face the furnace.
Why would Lycan say that?
That's Doom.
Oh, is that what Doom says?
Yep.
5 seconds
Man.
So it's so epic, man. I love voiceovers.
Thank Christ we have your expert noise making skills here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Face the furnace. Oh my god. So good. Gives me the tinglies.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Don't
do that here.
Don't fucking start with that shit.
5 seconds remaining.
All right. Conventional bans, the same bans. But makes sense. Like, it's just those heroes you don't want to play against, man. Like, F those heroes. Don't want to play against them. Too strong. Do you think every one of those heroes should get a nerf of some kind? Definitely not Doom, though. I mean, he was given the +1 armor just
Doom
a bit ago.
Be taken down to 0 armor again, obviously.
Drastic steps being taken in the past
I
to,
don't know,
to
maybe,
make him viable.
maybe they should take Doom down to 0 armor. I don't think
pretty
he's like...
squishy. But his tank ability in the offlane has been proven. Like, fast run speed plus health regen. Like, maybe the +1 armor was just too much.
Maybe nerf his magic resistance then. Make it so like magic nukes are really good at like taking down a Doom like in the offlane. Shut him down early.
Well, I think everyone's base resistance is the same, is it not?
I'm pretty sure some people have lower resistances than others for the exact reason I mentioned.
Gotcha.
In fact, I'm tabbed out, so hold on. I'm tabbed out, everybody, because I'm gonna look something up.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. Go to base magic resistance.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, so like Meepo, so standard hero 25%, Meepo 35%, Visage 10%, Anti-Mage 25%. Necronomicon units 80. Wow. So it honest to God just looks like Meepo has more and Visage has less.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so it's pretty like
Yeah,
low amount of exceptions.
Yeah, no, but maybe you make that exception for Doom. Maybe you add him to the list.
So I was gonna say you lower his health, and then now you're making him more susceptible to physical damage as well. They could like increase his armor and lower his health. That'd be one way of going about it. But Might as well.
Maybe hurt his starting strength or something like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be one of them.
They've done that before to several heroes, so I could see that also being a thing. But anyway, sorry, we
Yeah.
talk about random things sometimes. So first pick Shadow Shaman, pretty standard. People like the kind of ability to push early. We don't always see people kind of giving Shadow Shaman some way to get levels quickly. Like let's say, for instance, having a carry rotate to the jungle and giving Shadow Shaman some farm slash XP, or sending Shadow Shaman mid when mid goes ganking, stuff like that. But things that a Shadow Shaman would like, it's definitely like a probably a better way to play him, because the faster you get those Mass Serpent wards, the faster you just start pushing towers, and that's more or less like the point of Shadow Shaman. Like you want to get all those tier ones down like as soon as you possibly can, and it's a huge boon to your team to do so. So
Yeah,
it's
I
a
agree.
pretty
The
good
Naga
idea.
Siren was an early pick. The Mystic Flare Ensnare wombo combo being like revealed here right off the bat. I feel like they could have picked the Naga Siren later, but maybe they just don't want to. They want to hide the rest. And I was gonna say like you'd have to reveal something else, but like yeah, I mean it's kind of weird. I think it's always that trade-off of do you pick something that's oddball quickly and then save the rest, or something like that. But
So
yeah.
I see so many people ban Enigma in the second round, like in the R2 or RD2L, and I get why a lot of teams would do that in different settings, but I haven't ever seen anyone play Enigma in the RD2L. So are people really that afraid of it? Like I don't feel like anyone would need to ban it per se.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I
Maybe
suppose.
specifically with the Naga, I could see that reasoning, but I
Yeah.
still don't. I see it happen in scenarios where a Naga isn't picked. So I don't know. Seems mildly confusing, but I do get it within the context of them picking a Naga
Yeah.
Siren.
Yeah, absolutely. And Centaur One Runner being the pick from the Dire, a little bit earlier than it usually does. Sometimes gets banned, but overall strong hero. And good kind of just stuns coming out from the early picks from the Dire. They've got just so many stuns and push and lockdown and whatnot. So good solid picks coming out from the Dire side. And the Radiant's just going to have to make this Naga work. We're not sure if it's going to be a support or a carry. Probably a carry. The support hasn't been played in a very long time. But, I mean, it is a Skywrath Mage, and so the roaming duo is there if they really wanted to make use of that and just put Naga on the support. So versatility, a little bit being shown. We'll see what happens. But my question is the Pugna going to get banned? And my question is, who's going to pick the Pugna? That's something I want that I'm kind of thinking, because Skywrath Mage obviously really bad for that. But I think it'd be really good against the initiation from Naga. Like if Naga wants to initiate, like if Pugna throws down another ward right as soon as the song happens, like that's going to do a lot of damage, and they're not going to see it. They're not going to be focused on the nether ward, especially like right after that initiation if they sing to initiate, which is something that doesn't happen that often, to be honest. Like getting a good initiation song is not that something I see a lot, and I feel like I want to see more and should see more because it's really powerful. But it would obviously wreck the Skywrath Mage and wreck the Shadow Shaman, and who knows what the next picks will be.
It's funny, we don't see a lot of Pugna, and the times we have, Pugna's like absolutely dominated games, so it's super surprising that Pugna used to be like first pick, first ban material, and literally they changed nothing about Pugna, and that just stopped happening. Maybe people got used to playing him, but like he's still a viable option in a lot of senses. I like the Dire's decision to start banning off like wombo things, so the Enigma, like I said, and Darkseer. Darkseer is obviously really good with the Naga Siren.
Yeah, the Darkseer band's definitely good. Wow, so Lion being picked up right out. So that's another good solid stun coming out from after the song or just after the setup. So a good, really solid pick coming out on the Lion, and Lich being picked up by the Dire to help win the lanes a little bit. And currently they don't have much to combo with Chain Frost, but we'll see what comes next.
The Radiant's looking like Naga's going mid, so they're just banning out mids the Naga doesn't want to go against. If I had to guess what's happening right now.
Yeah, very true.
Which is relatively smart. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And more push on the DP. Shadow Shaman DP would be some pretty hardcore push. And yeah, I mean, I feel like the Radiant could have used the Invoker like as another thing to follow up on the song, but like you said, if Naga's going mid, then they'd have to safe lane the Invoker, and that doesn't happen too often. But we'll see. Yeah, I guess Naga mid. Yeah, totally is a thing. Naga's really tanky. If you guys don't know, it's like 5 base armor.
It might be 7, I think.
That is insane, by the way. And
Yeah,
pretty good
it's
health.
a
Like
lot.
not a bad starting strength, I think.
So by the way, it might be 5, might be 7. I don't remember off the top of my head. Could be 6, maybe it's in the middle. But somebody in our chat says I draft Enigma, and by the way, I'm not saying like why would you ban Enigma? Enigma obviously bad hero. Like Enigma, like phenomenal hero. You have a black hole, and black hole's literally like just devastating to teams most of the time, and it's unfun to play against, knowing that at any point an Enigma could like blink in and black hole or get a fast mech and push towers and just like overall just make the game harder than you would like it to be. And Enigma can
10
jungle the
seconds
jungle like
remaining.
insanely quickly. Like Enigma has a ton of strengths and is totally
5
worth banning.
seconds
I just
remaining.
personally haven't seen anyone play an Enigma yet, so
Reserve time.
maybe I just haven't watched any of your games.
Yeah.
Kodakot is how I'm gonna say that. I look at that and I see Kakarot, but
Radiant
not
team
what it is. I know that. And another Clockwork pickup, good to see. I think Skywrath Clockwork is just like amazing, and they have like Naga Siren to go to Skywrath. So this Skywrath has so many good setups this game for his ultimate specifically, and Kunkka
10
mid, which
seconds
is
remaining.
they need something to be able to deal with mirror image, because mirror image just becomes harder and harder to deal with as time goes on, and Kunkka's like great at that. I super love the Kunkka pickup right now.
Definitely.
So
Tidebringer's
I'm-
way harder to dodge when you're a melee hero yourself.
Yeah, so I totally agree with this Kunkka pickup. I love it. I love it to see smart things happening. Smart things are smart.
Yep, shout out to Den Den, who's the captain for the Dire. Great picks on that Kunkka. Very smart. But once again, another shout out to Nuclear Penguin for the captain on the Radiant, because I like the Radiant's team. Obviously, we talked about that the Mystic Flare with Clockwork and Snare from Naga is really good.
Yeah,
And,
a lot of synergy
So
happening.
what do we need next? Viper and Storm Spirit being the banned out from the Radiant and Dire respectively. Just strong mid once again, even
I
though
feel
Kunkka
like-
was picked.
I feel like both teams are like they're gonna pick a mid hero, and I don't think that that's the case. Everybody,
Team
yeah, a Wraith King pickup. So I guess safe farming Wraith King if I had to put money, or unless they're doing something weird like Skywrath mid, but I don't think that's the case. If
Right.
I had to guess, and
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
and I think the Dire needs a safe laner as
They
well.
switched it around in response to the Kunkka being picked really good against the Naga and put Skywrath Mage mid and rotated Naga into support.
10
That'd be a really good way, because Skywrath would probably destroy Kunkka. Lifestealer being the last
Lifestealer.
pick coming out
That's
from the
alright.
Dire team.
Yeah, Lifestealer's great against Skywrath. Hopefully you don't get silenced. He's pretty good against Wraith King, pretty good against Clockwork. Like, you can dodge a lot of line stuff, or you can try to.
Yeah. I've
So-
always talked about the fact that Lifestealer and Skywrath have a weird relationship. It's whoever goes on first. If Lifestealer rages first, then the Ancient Seal doesn't do anything. But if Skywrath Mage can get that Ancient Seal on Lifestealer, that means trouble for Lifestealer. Rage is important, and like that means that Lion can finger him down, they can instantly burst him, and he won't be ready for it. And so that's kind of interesting. Also, like, I don't know. I think that the Clockwork can also really hurt the Lifestealer. If the Clockwork goes something like a Force Staff, like we saw in the last game, it's just one of those things where he can trap him in and make him just useless. And while he can trap him in like during the rage, and as soon as the rage is over, this like Mystic Flare can come out, and so that could just mean really bad for this Lifestealer. And I'm a big fan of Lifestealer being picked, especially against some of these drafts that we've seen. But I can't say I'm the biggest fan of it in this draft. But it definitely can do work too.
By the way, you were right. Naga has 5 armor. Somebody in
Boom.
our chat, Kodakot, says 5.94 armor. So
Oof.
maybe it is closer to 6 than it is to 5.
I guess that's true. I didn't actually think that, or I didn't actually know, to be real honest, that
Yeah,
it could be divisions between.
She got 2 branches and it instantly bumped it up. Bumped it up an extra armor. So yes,
Bump
they
it.
are sending.
Twist it.
Yeah, Naga mid. I was gonna say this
30
earlier, but
seconds to
I didn't find time to. But I'm gonna say it now. I'm worried that the Lifestealer pick doesn't give enough ability to clear illusions. It's something he would have to build into, like a Battle Fury, which let's hope isn't going to happen.
Maelstrom.
Not that that's a terrible thing, but more like a Maelstrom Mulgenier type scenario would also help. And Naga illusions are going to get tanky as time goes on, so Lifestealer will do pretty well against that. So Not terrible.
All right, speaking of saying things incorrectly like hero names, Mjolnir, Rankshis, Mjolnir,
Molchinir?
Mjolnir, Mjolnir, Mjolnir.
Molchinir?
Everyone make fun of him. Let the flaming commence. All right.
Nobody.
So
Nobody
Lich
cares
actually
if I know anything.
was able to get to the bot lane really fast and place a ward here. Lion does have sentries, and if he's smart, he'll put it down. Like Lion or the Lich got here really fast, so they're not really expecting them to have the Dire to have warded already. But once again, this is just a really easily counterable ward on both sides. So if anyone has sentries, this will definitely be dewarded. The Dire doesn't bring sentries to the bot lane like this. But like the Radiant does, and so we'll see if that gets counterwarded. I almost always put a sentry right here because that's the spot. It gets here, it gets down here, it does what it needs to do to make sure that those easy wards aren't counterwarded. But yeah, bringing up last hits. Didn't forget. Woo, I'm on a roll. Yeah, Kunkka against the Naga. So the Naga isn't going to dodge. It's going to be a Skywrath support, as we talked about before. And now there's going to be a Frost Blast. Actually, Sacrifice was used first, so they might have actually gotten a kill if the Frost Blast was there. But I totally get the Sacrifice. That's what I do, making sure that the lane gets pushed towards your way. And it's going to be a dual lane Lich Centaur here in the bot lane. And I'm always a fan of the Lich +1 in the off lane. It's just so strong. We see it mid sometimes too, but love it. It's going to be really tough for the Radiant to actually make sure that the lane isn't in their way, especially if they counter ward it. But here's the thing with Lich, you want to counter this camp. You really want to, because right now that means the Radiant can pull it and really not have to worry about it coming too far towards their tower as far as the Radiant tower goes, because Lich is pulling it the opposite direction. So you can really benefit from this as long as you stack and pull, and that's what we see this Lion doing. He might miss this. He's only going to get a couple creeps, but this is the right idea, and this is the way to combat a Lich in the offlane if he did not block the easy camp, so if you're going to play a Lich, once again, get a really good ward and make sure they can't ward this, like ward in the trees or something.
Yeah, definitely. We've said this before as well. I don't think that this is a particularly like great ward for the Radiant team. Like, what are you really revealing here? Yep. There's not a lot of information you can get out of it. So,
yeah, elaborating on that, the Radiant get here, they grant vision here, but you don't really need to know there. You get the rune spot, so that's important, but as the Radiant, you can put it over here. Like, this is a better spot. So yeah, it is a rune ward, and it is true, and it is like the first rune ward that everyone gets taught, but you always got to think about what it's giving you. Think about in terms of vision. And yeah, but Clockwork is actually going to get a Battery Assault level 2 on this Shadow Shaman. This is our first blood going the way of the offlane. Clockwork, well played. Well played, Nesphere.
That is definitely the strength of Clockwork, is just catching people out who can't do anything about it. And Shadow Shaman's a great target for that.
Yeah.
Squishy as hell.
He's happy to go against the dual lane.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like we said, like tri-lanes beat dual lanes most of the time, and solo lanes beat dual lanes like most of the time. So that's kind of the power of tri-lanes in general. But the strength of the solo offlane against dual lane being shown here.
Yeah, I definitely, I think Centaur needs levels more than anything else, because Centaur's still level 2, and he'd definitely be like level 3 by now if he was soloing, even with the Lich like giving him XP. But if Lich was here, he could blast the bejesus out of his Clockwork, and his Clockwork going on top against the
Wow, he's manning up. The Battery Assault is going, but the Rage was popped. Now Clockwork's having a lot of trouble, but the slow is going to stop really soon. Shadow Shaman's nowhere to be seen, and that's going to be the end of that engagement. Sal being popped in Clockwork.
Oh my goodness, there's literally action all over the place.
Literally everywhere. So the Lich goes down to the Skywrath Mage, and now Centaur soon to follow after the stun is right here. The Courier is also right there. Is he going to die? The last right click coming out from Skywrath Mage secures it. And Skywrath Mage getting a double kill, feeling really good about it.
Wow, no kidding.
And in the mid lane, they've just been man fighting against each other. It's the sea creatures, the sea creature against the sea captain, and here in the mid lane, just throwing water at each other. Literally just a water fight. Don't splash in the pool, guys.
Sort by top CS, Cody. Next.
Boom. Done.
Right.
Yeah, I had it sorted by top in the team.
Yeah.
For some reason, it had changed to the worst one, which is like no sorting whatsoever.
Yeah, I've never like had to do this before, but I'll be like, why is this like this? I didn't set it to do this, but it is definitely decided this is the way it wants to sort itself. And I have no earthly idea why it wants to do that sometimes, so... Just
Yeah.
giving Nex an excuse.
Thank you.
Yep.
And the Dire dual lane here in the Lich +1 with Centaur is doing pretty well to actually stay near their tower. It's been there a little bit, and definitely they've gotten a lot of XP, but now the Radiant has pulled it, and will the Dire contest it is the question. That's one of the main things that you need to do as an offlaner, because you can, in the end, get more XP than the team who pulled if you can actually absorb all that XP, because the Radiant's only going to get the neutral XP shared with you, but the Dire is going to get the creeps from you as well, so they get both, and that's definitely one weird mathematical thing. And as far as that, but Lion's being chased here. I didn't think he was actually going to get got on, because they all got the run speed, and there is boots coming out
Double
from
edge it.
Oh yeah, oh, he tried to double it, but then yeah, no boots coming out from all three of these guys. Boots only on Skywrath Mage, and he has a lot of he's got enough mana for a couple bolts. He might be able to make something happen if Lion came in, but Lion's too scared. He's super low HP, as we can see, and now the Dire team are going to go back in lane.
You don't see this a lot, but this Centaur's got 2 points in return.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I think as Centaur, your primary goal should be to get like a Blink Dagger and just like double edge people as quickly as you can, like double edge initiation. And
right now,
maybe he's just gonna get a late blink. So
his return is sending about like 36 HP back to the attacker, which is pretty good.
it's definitely not bad.
But it only by that second skill, it only went up like 4 damage. So like it only went up 2 damage base plus like 8% of his strength, and 8% is about less than 3. It's like 3 damage. So you're only adding 5 damage with this skill per right click of your. So yeah, that's what it's giving to you mathematically. We did the math. We ground it out. Now, Shadow Shaman's binding up this Naga who did bottle up the Invis. She's not going to die unless she popped the Invis. So now there's not going to be anything unless there's a boat to follow. But the Kunkka doesn't have it, and he doesn't want to throw it. He has it, but no mana.
Good decision to just go a completely different direction, because Torrent's long range, pretty easy to land. Oh, Clockwork Initiation on middle, but he misses.
Shot. Yeah.
Wow.
Hits the creeps, and, well, he pops Battery Salts as well, so he's definitely going to have to go back to the base if he wants any mana in his mana pool. Pretty passive. It's not been passive, but there hasn't been some really good, successful ganks in a while. Trying their best, it hasn't gone either way.
Unless you're Skywrath Mage, in which case...
And you're rolling in the deep.
Yeah. You got those boots.
Yeah. I don't know if rolling in the deep actually means money, but in my mind it means money. Like rolling in the dough. Like rolling
I'm pretty sure
deep.
rolling in the deep literally means nothing.
You know, there's that song by that, Rolling in the Deep. Adele? Yeah, it's a... Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, is it Adele? I think it is. It's also Charles Barkley.
Man, the last time I've listened to Adele is never, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, it is Adele. Okay, it is totally Adele.
Why would you have to double check that? Why can't you just take my word?
No, I thought it was also someone else is what I was thinking, but no, it's 100% and no one else but Adele. Yes, so anyways, some delicious facts coming out in the RD2L at Next Level Dota by Nex and Rankshis. Recapping, because there's nothing happening right now. And as I say that something happens, bot, I was looking at top lane. Whew.
Jeez,
I'm recovering,
you're just the
guys.
Worst.
The heat's kicking in, and it's getting humid in my room again.
Yeah.
I'm getting the sweats.
Oh my goodness. Again, Lifestealer's like not valuing rage as an ability. Like 1 point in rage.
We have
2
seen
points
this
in feast.
consistently.
I like feast. Extra points in feast give
As
you
he
1%.
goes on the Naga, the open wounds, but the ensnares there, which goes through rage, and now the infest, which is pretty sweet, but he's not going to be able to do anything with that. Now the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman on the bot lane are going to be able to flank the Skywrath Mage. We'll see, as well as the rest of the Radiant. They're here. Dire Lich is looking for it. He knows they're here. He sacrifices for more mana. Shadow Shaman's here. Is there going to be anything? There's the Kunkka initiation as well. It's going to be able to go, and there's the Chain Frost. It's going to slam into them. It's going to hit the Lion. It's going to hit the Wraith King. Does he have reincarnation? He does. Now Shadow Shaman falls first. There's the slow, and the rest of the people are going to be able to back up and TP away to safety. There's not going to be anything going the way of the Dire right now, but actually Lich, or the Lion, is going to go down. They did find the Lion. Surprisingly, they saw him go into the trees. Is there one more? Could he eat a tango here and actually maybe try to get away? He's trying to escape the right clicks, but now it's a complete grouping of people. It's an orgy here in the trees on the Radiant side near the secret shop. And
what is happening here? Like, why are
oh
people
my god, but
diving so
Wraith Kings
deep
might
within
die
these
pretty
trees?
soon here. What's left? I don't really know. There's no mana really from anyone. It's just a right clicks here. Kunkka goes down as well as the Centaur. That's 2 down for the Dire. Radiant taking a really convincing victory here in the bot lane after having originally killed the Shaman. So that's 4 kills going the way of the 1.
I did not think that the Radiant was going to win that engagement. Like, Wraith King was going in with Reincarnation down, and it didn't look all that great.
Yeah.
But wow, way to turn it around. Prove me wrong.
Turn the beat around. Gauntlet almost on Life Stealer. Wife Stealer's almost got his gauntlet.
He almost says what?
Gauntlet of Strength. Gauntlet of Mordigian.
Armlet of Mordigian.
Oh, did I say gauntlet? Ha! I mean, they're both on their arms. Yeah, messed up, guys. My bad. I call it a gauntlet. Did I call it a gauntlet of our Mordigian after I explained it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we did this.
Yep.
But you were there to correct me, so thank you.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Yes, keep me in tow. No,
Top tower is under
I
attack.
blow at casting. Alliteration.
Radiant
Boom.
structures are fortified.
Yes. So what's the last hits? Oh shit! Somehow I must be pushing a button that's making it sort strangely.
You've done it again.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I don't know what. I think there must be some key. I know there's a key that does change the sort, so I must be accidentally hitting that somewhere. I'll figure that out later. What's doing that? Shadow Shaman's looking to gank this Naga Siren, but she does have Song, so it's going to come down to the CCs. He's in the trees. He's definitely not visible right now. How did he actually see that she was going to do that? He's like, being really intuitive and diving into the trees at that particular spot, and there is a venue to just go straight out here. So is he going to use it? Is there going to be any follow-up? Kunkka's way
Lion
back.
found him.
Oh,
Lion knows.
This is bad. This is real. Wow, how did he see that? Like, the Radiant has a ward here, but wow. What, like, an intuition. Like, I have a stream delay. There's no way he found that from my stream. But now the Ensnare is coming out, and this is the deadest Shadow Shaman. Actually, Clockwork's here as well, just to help out, and Kunkka's like, well, land kills ahoy.
Surf's
Chips
up.
Surf's up.
There's so many unusual skill builds happening this game. For instance, maxing Shackles on Shadow Shaman, not something I particularly agree with. Maxing Feast after Open Wounds, also not something I particularly agree with. Maxing Return first, not something I particularly agree with. Lich's build is fine. Kunkka.
Blast on the Lich, and he throws out the Chain Frost just before. Now the Centaur wanted to turn on that, but he gets Earth Spiked. But he pops Stampede for this. There's no reincarnation to his name, but that's the end of the slow. There's nothing left. The stun coming out from the Wraith King. He had just enough mana for it, and that's unfortunate. There's not going to be anything. There is a wand, 15 charge wand on the Centaur. He's going to be happy to use that at some point, but there's definitely nothing to be able to get any kills here in the bot lane.
Yeah. Also, like I was saying, Kunkka just got 2 in X marks the spot recently, so I guess he's fixing his skill build up. Wraith King gets stats early. Ever since they gave Wraith King more starting int, I don't think you need to get stats all that much. Skywrath is going for Arcane Bolt max first, which isn't technically wrong by any means, just Ancient Seal's probably a better way to go for a support Skywrath. Naga's finally starting to get Mirror Image. I guess that's fine. Clockwork looks fine, and Lion more or less looks fine.
The Dire are going on Clockwork. There's the Torrent in it, but the Cogs are there. Are they going to be able to dodge it? But the boat might hit. It won't hit the TP. No, he gets out. Really close. He thought the boat, Kunkka thought he was going to run into the secret shop, but he just TP'd around. What a juke. Sick jukes with the TPs. And a fresh Observer Ward getting countered right here. This is a good placement for a Sentry, even at this point in the game, because the towers on both sides of this bot lane are not dead. So yeah, this is definitely still warding material right here. Kunkka's looking at the Naga Siren. There's the Torrent. He's actually going to hit a rain on the tower, but there's no boat. It's on cooldown right now. And Tanky, once again, 13 armor right now without Aquila. So much and really tanky right now, almost 1,000 HP, using the Song just to secure, and maybe she should TP away because Shadow Shaman's coming up here, and maybe he'll get caught by this. There's the DD, she's gonna grab the DB, but he denies it and doesn't actually go on it because the rest of the Dire team isn't actually there to follow. But now the Radiant are going on a Finger of Death, bursts down the Centaur after the stuns and the damage. The amplified Ancient Seal with the Finger of Death is just huge damage, as well as the follow-up Wraith Blast onto the Lich. He was way caught out as well. The Shadow Shaman was certainly running away, and Radiant definitely getting some kills there in the bot lane. Happy to get him. That damage with the Finger of Death plus Ancient Seal. What a roaming combo.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, just so much damage coming out of that finger.
Ripped the Centaur from inside out.
Yeah, what does your return do now, sir?
Yeah, can't return spells. Ha! Ancient Seal is like I think that like okay, so we've seen like Lion Lena, you know, double ulting people, just instantly killing them, but like having an Ancient Seal is a way of getting that damage without having to spend 2 ults at one point. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's a really good damage alternative to like that does kind of the same thing. Mid tower going down in the way of the Dire, and that will be actually it's our second blood in terms of towers. The top tower did go down, I think, just a little bit ago. Yeah, just a little bit ago. Right after those kills happened in the bot lane. Someone messaged me, so I'm going to see what they said. Expect a fun post on the subject.
I'm not going to share with the rest of the class.
Floydian said, expect a fun post on the sub tonight. And I'm like, I wonder what it will be. We will see. So, 12-2. Wow, okay. I did not even look at that, by the way. I did not know it was that lopsided.
Yeah, it's kind of close, kind of not. Like, for 12-2, it should be way more one-sided, but the Radiant are only up by around 1,500, like, XP-wise, and gold-wise, only the Dire's up gold-wise by over 1,000, so what does that truthfully mean?
The Lifestealer's just been farming away, and I missed a kill on the Lich. Looks like a hook in with the hook shot. He's able to secure that kill on Lich. Poor Lich. What a frozen waste.
Hooking the Mystic Flare is real good. Like, you can't get out of cogs fast enough to like avoid Mystic Flare. Mystic Flare is huge range, so it's really easy to follow up a Clockwork, and that's exactly what a Clockwork wants. Yeah. Like, I've seen a couple different games where a Clockwork will go in and the rest of the team is too late to do anything about it, but a Skywrath Mage like definitely like supports having a Clockwork, so just cool to see.
What is this Perseverance building into on Kunkka?
Battle Fury.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
That's
got it.
Fury.
I was like thinking, okay, Refresher, Bloodstone, and like, no. Okay, got it. Battle Fury. That was the last one I missed. Cool. And let's see. What's Lifesteal just farming away? He's got so he's like, for this amount of farm, you think he might go Midas, but maybe he expected to be fighting more, but I don't know. He's just, it's an interesting choice to not go Midas, but then farm away. So you could kind of have gotten more out of it, but we'll see. He's definitely going to get his items really quicker than if he had gone Midas. Like, he's going to get his first 2 items quicker than if he had gone Midas, but his third item will be about the same.
I definitely don't think you want to try to go late game against the Naga Siren.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Naga, yeah, just a
trading of hexes down in the bottom lane. Kunkka gets almost dead here. There's the Earth Spike, but he's able to get the boat on the Clockwork, but that's it. The Shadow Shaman dies as well. So Kunkka and Shadow Shaman are dead. Dire, that's all they really have, and they're going to farm these wards here coming out from the Shadow Shaman before he died, and Lich is just going to have to run away.
What were they doing down there, by the way? Was it just 2 of them hanging out, not near a tower?
Let's see. Yeah, they weren't near the tower, but they were grouped up, and I think, I'm not actually sure who initiated on who. I'm pretty sure it was the Clockwork once again, initiating what I believe was the Shadow Shaman. And then that's why he threw down the wards at that same time. And over on the middle side, Centaur Warner gets demolished by the Mystic Flare. Once again, the machine gun being used, this time not with the Clockwork, but the Ensnare. That global versatility and synergy being shown in full force.
So Naga should be getting a Radiance like any moment now, probably within the next couple minutes, like, so probably a 19-20 minute Radiance, which by no means is bad for a Naga. Like, you'd be relatively happy with that happening for you, and you're already ahead, so things are definitely looking up for the Radiant team. I believe in Nyax, which maybe I like I was saying earlier, I think it's good he didn't go for the Midas, just because he definitely wanted that armlet, which is great, and he has a Maelstrom now, which is perfect. So he's building into a way to clear Naga illusions, which is exactly what he's gonna need to do. And it also helps, you know, all around team fighting, so good on him.
Yeah, it's weird because you look at Dire's lineup and you see that they don't have as much Well, we're
Song
getting
happening.
sung to here in the mid lane, as they only really catch off Shadow Shaman, who's just sitting here. He's going to actually hex just as the song comes down. There's the ensnare, but the counter initiation from the Stampede from the Dire, and the Radiant actually just runs away. A 1-for-1 ultimate trade here with no actual kills.
That was really weird to watch, by the way. Like, what was
To push for.
to push for? Okay,
That's funny.
That totally makes more sense.
Explains
now.
everything.
Yeah,
But, I
was
mean, not
like-
so bad. They drew out the Stampede.
yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying it's like, okay, so you see the late game and you're like, okay, I'm afraid of the Wraith King, I'm afraid of the Naga. But so at that point, you think that you can make stuff happen like in the mid game or in the early game, and he farmed and he's like, okay, so I want to farm, I have to get like a good advantage. Here I go, I have my 2 items. Now I have to start acting because this is pretty late. Hookshot. Speaking of which, the action's happening now. Clockwork making space right on the Shadow Shaman. Once again, he sees food and he takes it. And yeah, so just
for a little Shadow Shaman.
yeah, but yeah, that's just so tough. Like, you want to be able to get picks as the Dire team. You want Kunkka to be able to make something happen, but think about what Kunkka's contribution has been thus far. He's actually just farmed a lot. He has that perseverance, but he doesn't have the other 2 parts of that that item to be built, and not that much gold to show for it. And not dissing the Kunkka, but maybe it's just the fact that it's just hard to land those combos. But unfortunately, that's what's to be said here is that that boat has not hit right now. Happen. I think the Radiant's just initiating too much on the Dire, like over and over and over, and that's just the momentum setting pace that you can get when you get like an initiation hero such as the Clockwork with good follow-up like the Mystic Flare.
Yeah, this Clockwork has definitely been doing good work here. He's initiated on the Dire team so many times and just made plays happen, specifically against the Shadow Shaman, who's 0-5-0 at the moment. Now that Shadow Shaman is doing terrible, like he got 2 points in.
Invis from Naga, gonna try to actually ensnare. There's the Rage. Brilliant Snell through Rage, but he tries to
Nice.
TP away as soon as the hook shot hits. Hopeful at best, and wow, Mystic Flare being used completely unneeded, but looks cool. It's shiny.
Sometimes you just want to look
Yep.
at your abilities. I haven't seen this in a while. Everybody look. Ah!
Sometimes you just got a Mystic Flare. And Dire taking away some of the Radiant's map control, which is good. Make sure that the wards are up. This is ward warfare is way strong, especially with a hero like Clockwork. He can still Rocket Flare, but having those wards up just makes it way easier on the Radiant to know exactly where all the heroes are and where they can formulate their gank as they make space for the Wraith King and the Naga. And speaking of the Wraith King, he's got his blink, so yeah, there's that reach, and probably important with that Clockwork, and Mystic Flare is always being used to initiate fights, and now he can get there and start whacking on people. We talked about the Blink Dagger on Wraith King before, and he's also got the Armlet of Mordigian. Armlet. I got it.
You got it right this time. Not the Gauntlet of Mordigian.
I know. I think I might have messed up even after we already talked about it, but maybe not. I call myself out, guys. That's how I see it. I am humble. I got it. But yeah, so
Something like that.
18-2, man. But let's look at the gold graph now. It's finally come in the Radiant's way. Is there any action? Looks like the top tower is getting hit. I heard a spell. But now, yeah, the Radiance is up from Naga, and the gold graph is certainly finally in the way of the Radiant, and XP graph has gone even further. Let's check out some more. I leave last hits up too much, so let's see. Deaths, assists, hero level. Let's do deaths, assists. Or net worth would be good, yeah. Net worth is on the Y button. Sweet. So yeah, we see the Lifestealer is actually top net worth right now, but he's walking in right to a smoke. Speaking of which, it gets revealed. He now showed himself to the creep wave. He had no idea that he revealed that smoke. That was good, and then it turned out to be bad. Boom, there's the Mystic Flare and Snare combo. Happy Feet, Wombo combo.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't think it's
Get
a
wrecked.
Happy Feet situation.
that's our like Wombo combo was like starting to be created a while ago, but Dean Hall on the Centaur is getting caught out here. Radiant just enforcing their lead and dominating the map control of the Dire. GG comes out from Centaur. We'll see if it passes the gauntlet of like people canceling the GG. Probably get canceled, I think, maybe. Yes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, like there's a video that shows it came from Smash Bros. I don't know if the Smash Bros video started it or if it like started and then the dude that said it like just repeated it. But on the Smash Bros video, it's like they'd like do this Wombo combo. He's like, Happy Feet, Wombo combo, oh, Wombo combo, and like they just like do some legit Smash Bros stuff, and it's just so funny to see.
Yeah,
how
I've
freak
seen
out.
the internet before. All right, next. I don't know who
You
you
haven't
think
seen,
you are.
I don't know if you've seen that video though. You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's seen that video.
Oh, dude, I hadn't seen that video until like a week ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, man.
Do you even go on the internet?
I'm not like, you know, your 9-gagging frickin'. I don't even know what else. That's all I got. Like, I'm not very good at insulting people. That's burn. Take that.
Yeah.
Bless
you. Did it.
Yeah. You gotta bless people when they sneeze, or else their souls will leak from their noses.
I don't think that's true.
That's what they believed back in the day.
I don't think there's any scientific evidence to support that.
Yeah, I mean that's how stupid humanity was. Not too long ago, by the way, in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're still relatively new.
Yeah. In the future.
Uh-oh.
Oh, where's the boat? I hear water.
Huh?
Oh, there's a boat. Hits no one. It hits a bunch of creeps. Well, actually, I think Wraith King might have got hit. I didn't see him amongst the creeps. The one
Wraith
true
King
king
did, but like, you don't want to go on a Wraith King. Wraith King has reincarnation. Yeah.
Certainly not. Unfortunately, Kunkka once again has not made a big impact this game. You know, it's like, what do you got early game? That's the question. And this is your mid. And we've talked about what mids do. They are the thing that's supposed to set the pace for the game, whether it be early, mid, or late. And Kunkka's one of the ones that happens early. His impact is really strong, 400 damage on his nuke. But now there's the Stampede. We'll see if they can make something happen. They had a ward up, and they spotted out everyone completely. The wards get used, and now Clockwork gets bursted down in just a menagerie of mass serpent wards. Lion's actually on the back feet now. Is he going to be able to do anything? He just has Battle Fury, no blink to his name or anything like that. And the Dire team, they have a Lifestealer, and I feel like they need someone with that blink, because they've got the Lifestealer, so they'll have that initiation. But not one of their heroes right now has a blink dagger.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Centaur is going for here. Like, he has a plate mail, maybe he's going Shivas. I can't imagine he's going AC, but he definitely needs, like, a blink. If he had a blink, like, he'd be able to initiate with this Lifestealer. And if you can, like, have a boat set up a fight and initiate with a Lifestealer inside of a Centaur, like, that sounds so good just to, like, the other team hasn't even done anything at that point yet. And you've already just done massive amounts of nuke damage and got the Lifestealer within the center of the fight.
Yes, exactly. He's like casually built a Hood of Defiance, and he has that magic resist, but hey, why don't you share the wealth and complete that pipe and give other people magic resist as well. The instant destruction going on the Lifestealer, the Ancient Seal, I talked about it, getting on there before Rage, and that's the initiation, totally. The Ancient Seal, you slow, you stun, and you Mystic Flare, and it's just so good.
Song happening, setting up a team fight right here in the middle lane.
This is going to be huge. What's the Radiance initiation going to be? The instant Hex onto what appears to be a fish. I actually don't know what here it is. It's the Kunkka, and they're going on him a little bit. The Chain Frost is now bouncing on the creeps, unfortunately. Is the boat going to actually hit anyone? No, it doesn't, unfortunately. And now the Wraith King, he's manning up. He still has reincarnation, but they're actually going to back up here. They're going to spread the illusions around, get some radiance damage, and just siege this tower, which is what they're good at. But Clockwork has another idea. He traps the Shadow Shaman in. He's got his number every single time. And the Ensnare coming out from the Lich. That's Lich. That's Shadow Shaman dead. Wraith King will have a Wraithfire Blast in just a little bit, but it's not going to be on center. They're going to take down this tower, and more map control going the way of the Radiant.
So to even support, like, the point of the Blink Dagger more, that Lifestealer got caught out because he was hanging around the edge. If he was inside of that Centaur hanging out in the back because Centaur had a Blink, like, ready to go, that fight would have been completely different. But not how it's turning out.
Yeah. This is really good. The Dire team have farmed really well. That's definitely one thing that's to be said about them. The Kunkka and the Lifestealer have a lot of gold, but so far it's just nothing to show for it. Like, this Lifestealer, yeah, he's farmed, but he's being bursted down every time. He's the moneymaker. He needs to bash on people, which means there needs to be lockdown from Shadow Shaman, from the Centaur, a boat to land, people running from Chain Frost as they're being slowed and gobbled up, feasted by the Lifestealer. You know, that's what needs to happen in the ideal scenario. And that's the only thing that they can bank on what, you know, what they've invested in. You know, getting returns from their investments has to be on that Lifestealer. Maybe we'll see some good crits come out from Kunkka as soon as he gets this Chrysalis, which he's really close to completing. But he needs a lot more farm than that, and really to start having an impact with those cleaves.
Oh, I think Centaur's finally... Wow. So I was 100% wrong. He is getting an AC.
Tower is under attack.
Like... Really? Like... Am I crazy here to believe that AC is not a great item on a centaur? Like, he's not an auto-attacking hero. Like, he doesn't need the attack speed. Sure, like the AoE armor's good, but like they have a radiance, they have like a finger, they have a mystic flare. AC isn't doing anything against that, and that's what they're dying to every time.
Yeah,
like not physical damage.
There's the finger of death, and the concussive shot's definitely going to kill this Shadow Shaman as he runs away. The finger of death is really strong right now. It's rank 2. It almost looks like rank 3, but he's going to have Ags really soon, and that's going to be bad. If they like look for a good song and initiate into a grouped up Dire, and then like Clockwork groups them up in cogs and then just zaps them, boom, there's the AoE combo coming out from the Ags on Lion.
So Wraith King also picked up the Aegis. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Like, dying 3 times on a Wraith King within a fight is really hard to do. Like, because to make that payoff, you have to die 3 times before anyone else dies. It's like near impossible to do. Like, no team will ever like fall for that trap. I feel like you should give it to the Clockwork or the Naga.
Wow, Naga running right up, and there's the song. She tried to catch a lot of people, try to get him with the surprise factor from that haste, but unfortunately there's only a couple people here. Kunkka's pushing mid. He's not going to be here for this fight. He TP's back, so now the Mystic Flare on the Centaur doing so much damage, but now on the backside, there's the Wraith King. He's doing like damage on Lich and instantly kills him. The wards go down, but they're not doing that much damage, and now it's the Lifestealer getting completely bashed by the new fresh BKB coming out from the Wraith King. He has too much. You can't kill him. He's going to slow you first, and now he's going to come back up. That's a full team wipe actually from the Radiant. The Dire have done really well so far. Now it's only the Wraith King against 2. I am so surprised that many from the Radiant died. It must have been a lot of burst damage. Wraith King's going to go down. This is what you talked about. The Aegis being popped now, and it's not going to mean anything. Is there going to be a Hex right on the Shadow Shaman? Is there going to be a Shackle to follow? There isn't. There's the cooldown, and he doesn't have any mana left. Will they actually be able to kill him? We'll find out. The boat's going to be up in just a little bit. He's trying to get mana for it. But yeah, this is going to be a dead Wraith King as well.
Yeah, see, like...
Wow.
By the way, most of the damage that happened was that Lich ult. That Lich ult definitely killed the Lion and the Clockwork, like, right off the bat.
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened to the Skywrath and the Naga. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but I saw you were covering it, so...
Yeah, exactly.
My time was better spent watching what happened on the other side of the fight.
That's good, because, yeah, I was, like... I feel like the Lifestealer did a good amount of damage, I suppose, as well. Maybe there was a lot of procs on the Mjolnir, just doing a lot of AoE damage. I'd have to replay that fight to actually see, but that's a good turn for the Dire. They took a lot out of that. They got a lot of, I think, like, mega kills and stuff. A little bit of extra gold coming out from their kills.
If that Naga had that Aegis, do you think she would have been able to pop back up and, like, continue fighting against the Kunkka and the Shadow
That
Shaman?
would have been so different if the Aegis had been on Naga.
I don't particularly get why Wraith King picked up the Aegis. I know he's like supposedly the #1 slot like hero for them, but his ult already does essentially what an Aegis does.
I mean, is he the #1 slot though? Like he doesn't have that much farm.
He did take the safe lane, which is more or less
I guess
#1.
sort of.
But like the Naga is probably, if we were to look at like a Dota buff of this later, Naga will probably be the hero who's doing the most damage. Maybe not yet, but definitely if this game goes like another 20 minutes, Naga will probably do the most damage. Actually, like this Lion and Skywrath have been doing phenomenal, so it's hard to say that like with 100% certainty.
Very, very true. And Eul's Scepter on the Skywrath. Let's see, a Hyperstone coming out from the Wraith King. Gonna go that AC, I'm betting, or maybe a Mjolnir. We'll see. And let's see here. Force Staff, Blade Mail on the clock. Hard actually complete on Naga now.
Yeah, Naga's gonna get a little ridiculous here soon.
And the Dire are feeling the pressure, and they're smoked up as 5.
That's a good choice.
Reveal right here. If Lich actually gets out of the way and doesn't get revealed, now they're on the high ground. They're flanking him. It's 5. They're grouped up. They're gonna feast. But actually, as the blink and the X comes out, and then wow, this song is there. As Skywrath gets completely nullified, he's just gonna TP out. What a good organization. He's just like TP, 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 and they do it.
Wow, that Naga, lucky he was there. It looked like he would have Yules the Torrent anyway, but Naga being like, I got you, friend.
Yeah.
Go home in safety.
That's pretty legit.
Very well played.
Yeah, we don't like concerning that Aegis. You know, that's just in hindsight. That's our privilege here as casters. But if you're just going to think about that, maybe it's the fact that Wraith King just took it rather than like getting consent by the team. Who knows what the actual story is? But yeah, I would say that they're obviously doing just fine here in the late game. But disconnect coming out from Wraith King. They might pause for this. We will see.
One would hope so.
One would hope the good manners would come out.
There
Crystallis
is.
and a little bit more gold coming out from Kunkka. And he has a blink dagger. I'm not sure how long he's had that.
Yeah, I wish he would finish his major crit or Daedalus, as our king is busy.
I'm going to take this chance to check my stream and make sure a couple of things are just okay.
You should look at the fantasy points, by the way.
Oh. I will in just a moment.
Being like, I got you, friend.
Yeah.
Go home in safety.
That's pretty legit.
Very well played.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I muted that. That's why. Okay, cool. Cool beans, yeah. Let's see. Fantasy points. That's P, or one of the ones over here. All right. 0 fantasy points.
Everybody gets 0.
Boom. Take that, fantasy league fags.
Wow, dude. Uncalled for.
Sorry.
Sorry. Wow, so pulling up kills, deaths, assists, this Skywrath is just dominating. Like we were talking about earlier, like he has so much setup for his Mystic Flare, and you can totally see that, like, playing within the context of this game. His ult has just been dominating things. Your king thanks you.
Your king thanks you. Yes, totally true. Back to net worth. Boom.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Now
under
let's look at
attack.
buyback status as well. No one has buyback status except Kunkka and Centaur right now. Everyone's farming up and buying items. And a counter smoke even, coming out from the Radiant team. They don't have Naga right now, but Naga's going to push those lanes, and Middle's actually pushing as well. The Dyers completely hold up in their base, and Kunkka astutely is able to blink away. A little bit of intuition coming out there from Kunkka. And now they're going to search for the jungle. And they're going to maybe find the Lifestealer. Is he going to be able to rage away? We'll see. This is coming around the corner. It's going to be the Wraith King to initiate. They're at least going to get this Kunkka. We'll find out, but the instant Hex Blink coming out. And there's the Ancient Seal and the Mystic Flare and all the things destroying the Lifestealer.
Don't know if the finger was necessary, but, you know, sometimes you just got to
Hey,
give bitches the finger.
Fresh Agnims. He's just feeling it. He felt it and he did it. Sometimes you just feel like fingering people.
Yep. We all know it's true.
We all know it's true. So yeah, I mean, I feel like, man, there's enough magic damage that he should just finish that pipe, you know? Like, what's the next thing coming out that you're actually gonna, you know, want to build besides that pipe? I mean, come on.
Hopefully a blink.
Nerf cast range blocks, yeah. Is that, let's see. Yeah, I guess that was a blink hex, yeah. So he has a blink dagger as well. That's cool. Cool. Well, the initiation's once again gonna have to be just like how I described it. It's got to be locking down certain people, and not the Wraith King. Like, this is where it gets scary, because you ignore the Wraith King, he chops you. You cut him down, he's gonna chop you again, and now you use your spells on him, and it's just not a good situation. He's only got an armlet, but he's leveled up. He's critting really hard now, and
I mean, he's got a BKB now too, but it's kind of the same thing.
basically
Like,
just can't go on him. Yeah, he's just got BKB.
You don't want to focus him, but he will start critting you for like 500-600.
Level plays would want the Denti. I get that sentence completely. No.
Going on
Clockwork initiated
mid-push
line, and Centaur actually blinks in. Well, no, he didn't blink. He was just there.
He
I
got
guess.
initiated on.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought it was someone else, but yeah, Centaur is the one that got initiated on. And now Nums McGee is going to be able to sing. Actually, his Lifestealer was actually going to be the focus there, but now the Radiant's just getting out Power Ranger mode.
Oh, poor. I think he like had that ability queued up and he didn't mean to drop wards.
Ooh.
If I had to guess, because he dropped wards after like the song ended and they were gone.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Radiant, try to get initiation there, got a kill and got out, and the song is just so low cooldown at rank 3. 60 seconds? Are you kidding me? That's up like whenever you need it, pretty much. So that is totally something the Radiant can do right now, and yeah, so strong. Rank 3 on both these rank 3 ultimates coming out from Wraith King and Naga are just so strong. 60-second cooldowns on both. It's like they both could have gone Midas, but they actually didn't, and were able to get their farm without. This is a Midas-free game. What an idea.
What a privilege to watch.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. She rushed that Radiance, and that That makes sense. Like, if you're going to go, obviously, Midas is a farming item, so is Radiant, so pushing the lanes. Now the Shadow Shaman is definitely caught out. The Dire have wards here, but they just didn't see him, I guess, in coming from the top lane. I think they went this way. But yeah, not looking good for the Dire.
That's for sure. If you pull up the last hits denies, this Kunkka's still on top, which is very surprising to me.
Yeah, just going up to the waves and just cleaving him. Well, there's a Mystic Flare actually used, and an X marks the spot. Interesting. I think it was like he X'd himself and then walked in and they comboed him, and then he just like got out. Didn't get even
later, everybody.
Yep, he's got another X doing the same thing.
This is what his blink is for, by the way. He X's himself in, blinks in, and he can get out need be.
Yeah. Radiant are grouped up here, and then that ward on the Dire just died. Or they just counter ward? No, they actually just died. So Radiant ward up right there. More map control. And now they're going to look to push. Do they have anything? Like, the Rosh is actually up right now. If they check, that'll be a Rosh. And an easy Rosh that it will be. And if they were looking to push up hill, that's definitely one way they can do it. They certainly have the lanes pushed and certainly have map control. There's the Kunkka looking to do the crits. Look at just annihilating the creep wave and getting tons of money. This is where Kunkka gets just crazy out of control. Look at that. He finished his Daedalus and got another Crystallis in just a short amount of time. If Nagata is going to be pushing the lanes, like, the net worth is still going to remain the same because Kunkka's going to be taking all those last hits pretty safely. And
this is a great way to... yeah, he goes back. This is a great way to keep your lanes pushed out, by the way.
Yeah, like, they can't even get close.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that. It's clever. It's actually working slightly, so good on Kunkka.
Yeah, but if they get that Aegis, then no amount of, like, they don't even need a creep wave to like push up. They can just go up there and start killing the heroes, in my opinion.
Sure.
We'll see if that's what they're looking to do. I don't know if they know what the timer is, but Skywrath might check this Rosh bit right now, and it's been revealed. The Rosh is up. Ping, 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 ping.
Oh, he pinged it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's kill the Roshan. Nova. Yeah, that's a lot of kills on Skywrath. Boom. Top kills. With Clockwork being the other one behind that. What items? Yeah, he has 4-staff Yules. Could have gone like Bloodstone Ags. Yeah.
Thank Christ he didn't do that.
So good.
I'm curious to see who they give the Aegis to.
Let's find out. Will they do it? Will they do it? Naga Siren steals it this time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
And the Dire's like, oh, well, it's gonna happen, boys. It's gonna happen. They have such initiation on the Radiant side. They can initiate in so many different ways. And we'll see. They need high ground vision. They need to place a ward up here. And there's the X marks the spot coming out again. The Blink Dagger showing the I like how the track just disappears like when it goes into the ground. And yeah. And it's so slow right now. They're just like on the war line. They're just waiting. I want to see action. Give action.
They definitely don't want to initiate incorrectly.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Naga should be top right now and just trying to like push that while they do something bottom, because Wraith King can successfully be bottom probably by himself, and you just send everyone else top and just try to push there on two fronts.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess that's what I would do if I was in their shoes, because it is scary to like push up against this and not super easy to do.
Yeah, Wraith King actually getting got on, kinda. Will Lifesteal go on this? I mean, once again, you don't want to go on that hero at all. You're gonna get slowed down. Blink from Lion isn't gonna be able to do anything. Rage is actually has the long duration now, 6 seconds. So, homing in. Wow.
The Kunkka gun reminds me of Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh yeah, totally. 100%. It actually has like a cool animation, like it has gunpowder cleave rather than right there, like shows gunpowder rather than water.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Just destroying the question is, can you push the R2 button as you slash to get the crit on it?
All right, so this looks like where they go up as two and follow up.
And now the Kunkka's initiation. They're actually going on him, but he's going to get X, but he's going to get burst almost before he gets X, but he gets the safety. And now Wraith King is going down a little bit. He has the ult. Both the Aegis wielders are going down just a little bit. And now the Clockwork actually is going on the Lich. And that's going to get, he actually doesn't get Chain Frost off. He couldn't. That's the whole thing. The cast animation was way too long. Now the Aegis users, they want to save their Aegis if they can. The armlet toggle was there. Now the Naga's still going in, taking those tower hits. But she actually gets the illusions off before she dies. Is she going to live this? The gem is still there now. Lion's in. The Ether Shock still wasn't enough to kill the Naga. The heart's doing way too much healing. Are you kidding me? This Naga's still alive and she still has Aegis. And so's the Wraith King, not reincarnation pop. Lifestealer's so mad. He wants to clean up. Here he comes. But the ensnare goes through BKB. You can't do anything about that. And now Naga's able to run away. No problem. The X marks the spot. Will be there. Is he going to cast it on anyone to make some so they can come back? No. The Force Staff coming out from the clock. We're going to help. We got action, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that was such a good initiation from Clockwork on to prevent that Chain Frost from happening.
Yeah, that was really good on his part. He like split the whole team. Kunkka couldn't land a boat because he was on the far side of it, and it didn't quite make it. It was just well done, friend.
Yep. There's the open wounds actually on a creep. He misses it, and he's gonna rage away, rage quit back to the tower. Nubs McGee, you're my boy, Nubs. He missed your open wounds though. Now Kunkka, that blinks in. X unlocks the spot on the Naga. This could be a kill, but it's going to be the Aegis. Now the reinitiation maybe from the Radiant. There's Wraith King. He doesn't want to go in on this. There's definitely not enough Radiant team here. So this is definitely going to be a good cleanup from the Dire. There's no way that the Radiant are going to go back in on this, but there's the song. It finally comes out. The Lifestealer comes out just to hear the music and TP away from Naga. But now the BKB coming out from Wraith King, and that's going to cancel the X if it doesn't last that long, but it is a long range duration BKB, and it's going to not get affected by that X, but they're still chasing. They're really fast. And there's the reincarnation being popped, and well, there's nothing that can happen here. The one
King.
Yep, you're the one true king. You died, but mid Rax is completely down, and that's the one of 3 victories soon to come for the Radiant. If I had to guess anything, that's gonna seal the deal, because now the creeps are gonna be pushing in. Naga's gonna have the Radiance, and Wraith King is just gonna get more and more slap chopping people. Yeah, wow, really impressed by this Clockwork. Whew.
Yeah, this Clockwork has definitely been making plays, and this Kunkka's been staying ahead of Naga in farm, which is also really surprising. This Naga actually feels like she is trying to push and make fights happen far earlier than most Nagas would decide to do that, and Kunkka finishing up a second Daedalus.
Yeah. I mean, that could end up being really good if he can cleave down. This is where it gets he crossed that threshold. Okay, so the carries on the opposing team of Kunkka get tanky enough where they obviously aren't going to get one shot, but everyone else gets one shot. And like, let's say that Skywrath Mage and Lion get insta killed. Now that's a big contribution to that team fight. Now at that point, you're like, if it's 3v5, because you know one cleave can do it. It's like, will they win? And that's when we have a game. So we'll see if he gets there, and see if he gets those cleaves.
Ooh, Clockwork trying to hook on a Kunkka.
Yep.
Off the mark.
Yeah, wow, that would have been a long range hook.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. We'll call him by his name. Clockwork Endsphere. Well played. MVP for the Radiant so far. I mean, everyone obviously has done an amazing job in terms of using their abilities, but in terms of like skill shot and just like getting the really hard to do, skill shots.
When I see Endsphere, all I can think of is Nidosphere.
Like, wait, I thought like Nido King and Nido Queen when you said that, the Pokemon, but what's Nidosphere?
It's a Adventure Time thing.
Okay.
For those of you who don't watch Adventure Time, yep. I realize it's a cartoon on Cartoon Network, but it's still amazingly good.
Here's a question for you, Rankshis. They're actually initiating on the Skywrath Mage here. He uses himself before the Torrent. Now the reinitiation from the Clockwork, but the hoof stomps there from the Centaur, so it stops the Clockwork as well, and he force staffs away. The boat is off the mark, not going to hit anyone, but the Chain Frost is out, only hits one, and that's a 3-man kill going the way from Dire.
Wow, that's impressive. I did not expect them to be able to pull something like that off, like this late into the game. I was... Oh no, but the Naga doing what a Naga does and taking the bottom racks.
Yep, and able to just get away safely. There's no BKBs, no rage coming out from the Lifestealer. He's low HP, and wow, he was actually really close to being killed there from the Radiance damage alone. Yeah, wow. If Dire wins this, yeah, it's still in the cards, but Naga's doing her thing. She got that tower and just able to TP away with 60-second cooldown song. And damn, that initiation mid, it might have been just a grand cleave coming out from Kunkka because he was there to initiate. Would you eat a shoot? Yeah, wow. Yeah. The like clockwork initiated in, but the centaur had that hoof stomp there, and that just stopped them from doing anything. And then in the meantime, the lich was able to do like some nuke damage with the chain frost, but it was mainly, I think, I don't know. I think the lifestealer was there to do some right-click damage, but yeah, they got bursted down really fast.
Yeah, lifestealer can definitely do damage to this team. Like, he's not an awful late-game carry. He can get kited, but they were all fighting in this one really tiny area, which makes it really easy for, I was about to say Clockwork, but I mean lifestealer to just keep bashing on people. No big deal.
Yep. And Scythe of Ice is going to be the next item for Skywrath Mage, I believe. And, yeah, okay, I was going to say, like, every time I hear an X marks the spot, it has a, like, global audible range. So
yeah, I know.
I always think something's happening.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, okay, clearly a fight is about to take place, and then you, like, look for him, and you're like, oh, he's just farming.
Yep. Farming X.
So you were about to ask me something before a team fight started?
I was going to ask you something that I definitely forgot at the moment. Yeah, it's gone. Lost in the nulls of time and space. Oh man, wow. Okay, so alright, how does the Dire do this? Okay, so keep your lanes pushed. Obviously. Yep, you're pushing against a Naga. It's gonna be tough. But Naga, like, isn't completely spreading her illusions right now. She isn't keeping up the pressure. Top and bottom or mid lane are going to be pushed by her illusions right now. As the one of the illusions goes top, it looks like. But Dire, actually bottom, there's the initiation. Clock goes in on the Lifestealer, trapping him in. Is he going to be able to do things? But he's getting bursted down through the Wraith King is just slap chopping him, but the Lifesteal is there. He has so much health that he's stealing with the Feast. And now the rage is over. But on the backlines, Naga is actually going on the Centaur and getting rooted up. There's nothing there. There's the reincarnation pop. He comes back up. Now Lifestealer, he's going on illusions. He doesn't know which one's the real one, but now like Wraith King is getting shackled up. The Dire, but the Radiant sings with the song of the Siren for coming out from the Naga Siren, and they're able to disengage after already losing two. Wow. Okay, I was gonna say the Wraith King is able to get away almost, but he didn't have a TP to his name, but he has the Blink Dagger, and that's all that it takes. The Dire is still fighting, yeah, after the fact that the Radiant initiated on the Dire.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that this Dire team isn't giving up, because they definitely have the ability to like beat this Naga. I mean, like I was saying super early in the draft, this Kunkka like will be able to get illusions down way faster than like most other drafts would be able to. And a Lifestealer, like just a overall like pretty good carry, work pretty well against the Naga because Naga wants to tank up and can do lightning damage and get illusions down. Like they have a solid team, and that Lich ult is still doing work. That in that last fight, that Lich ult like bounced all over the place and made the Wraith King take a ton of damage like early on in the fight, which made the reincarnation like pretty easy to get off. So just overall like great team play from the Dire.
Kunkka TPing with bots of travel straight to the Wraith King. The reincarnation is up, but the Kunkka has a fresh heart. He's ready to use it, and he's just gonna harass. But there's the X. He's gonna throw a boat on this. Here it comes. Oh, he actually just uses the torrent to walk up and then get the right clicks. But then they actually get reincarnation. This is actually really good for the Dire team. They're finding a pick, but he blinks out of the reincarnation. So if they fight in the next 50 seconds, I don't know if they can force out a fight so much because their lanes are so pushed. But if they were to smoke up and maybe get a pick, this would be good, and maybe they can get more map control. But yeah, the Wraith
Rosh is also up, by the way, so that I think that's where they should focus their attention.
What, definitely, and this is going to be cheese, as it's the third Roshan of the game.
Yeah.
Wow, this Kunkka is indeed 6-slotted unless he gives up his Blink Dagger. He chose to go Heart to get a little bit more tankiness so that he's not complete glass cannon right now.
Yeah, the Blink Dagger's really helping them keep those waves back. So it's
actually initiating onto the Kunkka. So they actually, the Centaur, sorry. They do get the Centaur from that.
Yeah, like I was saying, the Blink Dagger's helping them keep their lanes pushed back, and that's definitely what they need, but this Kunkka might want to invest in a BKB. He's getting locked down quite a bit, and it would definitely help his situation.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Let's see. Lifestealer has not increased in items in a long time.
Yeah, it's really true. If the Lifestealer, let's say, had one extra item on him, looks like he's going for a heart right now. If, let's say, he had that heart, oh man,
radiant.
At least the cheese will go the way of the... I mean, the Naga's 6-slotted. Maybe she just didn't want it, but, like, if you're... Yeah, the Wraith King is, like, I don't know. He just has a slot, I suppose. This Naga's just way too strong.
Yeah, I would say give it to the Clockwork, if anything, but the Clockwork does have a Lincoln's finished once he buys the recipe. I wish he would have had that, and they would have waited and then given him the Aegis.
I would almost consider giving the Aegis, this sounds weird, to one of the supports. Because if they get blasted down, they have 20-second ultimates right now. Both of them are game-breaking, like, really strong.
Lion, I don't feel like is a very solid choice. I do like Skywrath, though. Skywrath is obviously the guy who's been dominating so far, so...
Yeah, I'd say that, too.
He'd be a pretty solid choice.
The silence, having it throughout the fight, and not getting... and being used after being killed is definitely good. Wow, the crit's coming out from Kunkka.
But, I mean, the Clockwork is, like, starting most, if not all, of their fights, and,
yeah, if he dies first, yeah, that's
10.
good.
Yeah, and so he's definitely the guy who's, like, at risk of dying first.
Yeah. And he has an Agnum Scepter, so the more hook shots he gets off, the better.
For sure.
And there's the net on the Kunkka. Wraith King's going in. There's the hoof stomp. It's actually on no one right now. So now there's the Lifestealer coming out of the Kunkka. They're chopping on Wraith King, but on the backline, Centaur's back. It's a 1-for-1 right now. But no, the Wraith King hasn't died, but there's his ultimate pop. He still has the Aegis after this too. Naga trying to do what she can, but she's running away from the Chain Frost. The Radiant's actually running from this, except for the Wraith King. He's in. He's going. Lion King's even right-clicking. The Lich is going down right now, but wow, the Lich is fast. Blink in from Centaur, but on the backlines, there's even something. Song of the Siren getting ganged by Lifestealer and Kunkka, so she TPs away. Now Wraith King's all by himself. He needs to get out of here. Blink Dagger will be up in 1 second. He uses it, and that'll be his safety. But, oh wow, there's a blink from the Centaur. Is this chase going to keep going? I'm not really sure. There's probably nothing that can happen. The blink, oh, the stun coming out from the Wraith King. He's actually manning up. Centaur's by himself, and now the hook from the Clockwork. This is going to be a dead Centaur as well. He YOLOs just a little bit trying to chase, and the Clockwork with the max rank 3 hook shot is just so far. He can go practically across the map.
Yeah, really unfortunate for that Centaur. He did definitely overcommit there, and he shouldn't have. But
he said, I want to fucking kill myself earlier in this game, and kill himself, he did.
He meant it.
Yep. He's a man of his word.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the Blade Mail and Clockwork too, like if they give him damage and he has an Aegis, he can just like dish out more damage that's being done to him. So yeah, I think that's definitely the best pick for that Aegis. The Wraith King still has it though. I mean, he got reincarnation pop last game, or last fight, but Aegis is still there. If he just mans up, like, it's going to be tough. He has an Abyssal Blade now, so he's just going to be crunching on people. He's got a lot of health. He's got a lot of damage. He's hitting for almost 300 every right click, and he's got a BKB, so it's not necessarily so bad now that he has the Aegis. If he just mans up, and maybe if he focuses the tower as everyone else is fighting, he's going to get that Rags. And we'll see. There's the initiation from the Kunkka. He's going to do some damage. He didn't get the crit, but there's the Mystic Flare. Keeps him in. Now the wards are trapping in the fight that's happening here. Naga's manning up against the Lifesteal, but Lifesteal is doing so much damage. But there's the song once again, 60-second cooldown. Is it even good? On the backlines, the Force Staff comes from the Clockwork, getting out of his cogs and into safety over the lines of the Ancient Wall. Now there's the boat on the Skywrath Mage, and now Cannon Bait as well, and the Skywrath Mage is going down. Skywrath is definitely, he can buy back, but he doesn't have boats to travel. Blink coming out from the Wraith King. He still has Aegis. Once again, Abyssal Blade is he going to go, but now Dire's in full force. They're chasing. Clockwork split from the team, and he's looking for a hook shot, but the Radiant are actually just trying to run from this. Is there going to be Song up? It actually has 30 seconds left. Wraith King thinking about going back in. There's no way he should go back in on that. The Radiant team is back on the back lines, and Lion's even pushing the top lane right now. And man, the Radiant are definitely feeling the pressure. What a good game. We've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like immensely surprised that they're able to hold off this Naga so well. And this Naga is now like officially 6-slotted, and it's like whatever. We'll kill your illusions. No big deal.
We talked about the Tide Hunter or the Tide Bringer cleave in the early game, and like, but man, here it is in the late game, doing exactly what it would have done in the early game, just cleaving the illusions instantly, and that's tons of damage coming out from illusion. Like, from Naga. Like Naga isn't like a right-click carry in like many respects, as far as having passives that are really, really good. The only thing that really makes her a carry beside her stat gain is the fact that she has mirror images and she can split push. So in a team fight, if those illusions go down, that's a lot of her damage.
Yeah. Definitely.
The illusion damage is 35%, so like each one of those is basically doubling her damage, and so she's just instantly getting cut down for half of her worth in terms of damage. Yeah. This is working out really good for the Dire. This Kunkka pick, despite the fact that in the early game we talked about him making space, not able to do anything. Wow, Lion's going to be able to cancel this with a Hex, but now the Lion's in trouble. Is he going to get cleaved? We'll see. Blinked to safety, but back in the mid-racks, there's something happening over here. Clockwork looking for an initiation. Is he going to get it? Wraith King is going to man up pretty soon here. Is he going to man up? Okay, he's going to man up on the Lich. He's BKBing now. There's the wards going down and the hoof stomp coming out from the Centaur. This is bad for the Radiant. Olimar actually gets force staffed a little bit to safety, but is he going to sing? He's shackled so long because of the Shadow Shaman, but there it is, the kill from the Ether Shock, and the Aegis gets popped from the Wraith King at the same time. Hoof stomp right afterwards. Now Naga's TPing back with her bots. She bought back. She's coming back. Is there going to be a song or anything? She just stands there for a second. Nubs McGee on the Life Stealer. He's manning up just a little bit. The boat doesn't do anything. And now, after this song ends, what's going to happen? Dire is just too strong right now. Skywrath Mage doesn't know what to do. And now the blink from the Kunkka. He blinks back to safety just a little bit. The Dire, they're totally fighting the cleave. That was a crit cleave, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot. But now Kunkka's a little bit on the chase now. Dire's actually dying after the song. Radiant's able to group up and actually make something out of this. Holy crap, they're getting the racks. Wow. And that's finally GG. Wow, the buyback from Naga was kind of what it took. Finally, she was able to actually dish out some damage without getting bursted down by, or just like 1v1ing the Lifestealer and not getting anything out of it. What a game.
Wow, for being in such a losing position, that Dire team really did a great job. Like, I did not expect them to do that well. Kunkka says team too heavy, by the way. He's 5-4-5. He didn't do great job of like creating space for his team. I never once saw him land an X-Torrent boat. So
yeah,
why don't you cool it,
yeah,
guy?
Let's get off your high horse. No, I mean, you did really good in the late game, and like, so I mean, but here's the thing: is like in the early game, you could have made a little bit more space. Talking in it from, you know, comparing to an ideal scenario, the combo is really strong with Kunkka. You can get kills. It was all about that, and it's not that you didn't try. I definitely saw some kills. Like a boat did land in the bottom lane, but it was on a Wraith King, and he had reincarnation up, and it just didn't work out. So. But what a game that was. We saw the late game Kunkka. We saw it counter the Naga Siren just a little bit, but the Naga Siren Wraith King combo with the buyback and bots from Naga Siren was just too much. Any final thoughts, Rankshis?
Naga strong hero.
Naga strong hero indeed. We have another lobby up that we should join right now.
And good job, Clockwork. You did amazing. Same with you, Skyrath.
Absolutely. Let me plug myself really quick, and this time I will